Good morning, everyone. I apologize for taking so long to get you an update here, but I guess I've kind of been dragging my feet just because with concrete work, I've never done it before, so I'm just trying to do as much research as I can, try to figure it out before I pour the concrete, because once you pour it, it's done. So my apologies for taking so long to get you an update video here, but it is the 6th of November, I think, and it is Monday, so I'm hoping to get this concrete poured before the weekend, we'll say. I've got pretty much all of the digging that's required for the footers, the trenching, if you will, and I've bought all the rebar ties. I put together a water level, which is like a poor man's version of a laser level, but it's much cheaper and it's just as accurate as a laser level. It just takes a little more finesse. So anyway, I can't show you that because that's up at the road and it's not done. I have to finish that up. But anyway, I'll kind of show you what I've done so far and what the plan is for this week. And hopefully I get another video here out to you before the week's end, just showing some forms. I got to form everything up to, which I'll kind of explain a little bit. But anyway, so that's my wrap up for today, I guess, the condensed version of what I'm going to show you. So let me flip this around and I'll explain. So here's all the trenching for the footers. So starting from this corner all the way out to that corner, and then I will walk so y'all can see everything. And then starting from this corner, it goes out to just past this post here. And everything's about 16-ish inches deep. I called the city inspector for the county because county, we don't have any inspections, but city does. So I just called, or actually emailed them and asked what the spec was for the depth and the width. And they said it's 12 inches deep by 12 inches wide. So I went 16 deep by 16 wide just to do, I like to make sure things are bulletproof. So I just left the little pillar of dirt underneath these deck posts so that when the weight is continuing to sit on these until I pull all these posts, and then the weight will be transferred to my jack stands here. But so anyway, so the trench is obviously the edge of it comes out further than where the wall is going to sit, because the wall sits right in the middle of the footer. So, but I'm going to form everything up, which means I'm going to put stakes in every 4 feet or so, and then I'm going to put what are called form boards, which are basically just 2x6s, 2x8s, however deep you need them. But so that way when you pour the concrete fills up and then stops and then starts going inside the form. So it's called a mono pour because you're pouring it together, the form and the footer for the stem wall. Some folks just pour a footer and then they'll do 1, 2, or 3 runs of masonry block on top of that for their stem wall. But masonry block's 8 inches thick. I'm doing a 2x6 wall, so I just want a 2x6 stem wall. Or rather a 6-inch wide, not an 8-inch wide, because then it'll just be too wide on the edges. And I really don't want to pay the extra money for a 2x8 exterior wall. Plus, it encroaches, not a whole lot, but you take off 1.5 inches from your interior space that way. So anyway, long story short. So again, I've just left the dirt right here so that all I have to do when I pop these out is just dig this little bit of dirt away underneath the 4 posts that are sitting here in the middle of my trench. So I'm just kind of, again, just letting the weight sit on them till the last moment. And so what I'm doing with my water level is I'll fill up a bucket with water that has food coloring in it so I can see it. And then I've got 50 foot of vinyl tubing. And so that vinyl tubing will come out and you'll have what's called a story pole that you build out of you can use a 4x4, you can use a 2x4 or whatever. And it'll have a little flat piece on the bottom. It doesn't have to be very big, maybe 4 to 6 inches by 4 to 6 inches. And you attach that 4x4 or 2x4 to that flat piece. And then you walk around. Well, first you take a starting point. What I mean by that is, I'll go over here and I'll kind of show you. So basically, if I want everything to be, my stem walls to be right at the level of the basement, so that when I put my 2x6s on top of that, when I pour the slab here, the slab will pour, right up to the bottom, or the top rather, of that stem wall. So what I mean is, you pour the concrete in here, it fills up to make the footer, and then hits the bottom of those 2x6 or 2x8s, and then starts filling up the center inside those 2x6, 2x8 forms, and you fill it right up to the top of those 2x6 and 2x8s. And then the top of that stem wall will meet up with the top, or rather the edge of this basement slab. So you won't have any kind of step or transition. It'll just be the same level here. And then when you put your bottom plate for your wall on top of that stem wall, then it will be the same level as the rest of the basement here. So, which is what I want. I want everything to be just seamless here and to transition nicely. So, but that story pole, so what we'll do is we'll take that bucket, fill it with water, and then we'll put the story pole here, and then you take the end of that hose that comes out of the bucket and you put it up and see where it hits that story pole. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make a mark that's level here on that story pole, and then you'll see the distance between where the water level hits and where this hits, and then you want that same measurement wherever you take that story pole in your trench. And if it's higher, if the water level, like when you pulled up the hose, if the water in that hose goes higher, then you know that you're too deep. And if it's too low, then you know you need to dig deeper. So that, I think that's right. Either that or vice versa. But then, and what you want to do is you want to take that story pole like every foot or so, and you want to make sure that the bottom of your trench is the same level as where it is here. So that way, when you put your forms up, the top of those 2x6 or 2x8s is, first of all, it's level from one end to the other, but also that it's at the right height, so it's going to meet where this is. And it's the same with the laser level. That's what you're doing. You just have like a tripod in the middle here with a rotating laser head, and it hits a stick that you set your height at. It's just, if you want to buy one, they're like $1,000. You could probably get a cheaper one for $500-600, but I don't need to purchase one. And it's just another rental thing that you have to do, and I'd rather just build one for $20-25, and then I've got it to use for other things too. So, and I'm probably going to go around once all my forms are all set up, just to double check and make sure that everything's level before I pour. Because again, once you pour that concrete, it's a done deal. So anyway, so all my trenches on the 4 sides are done. I punted a jackhammer on Friday, and I pounded out this giant piece of concrete here. I just have to set up a board here, so when I pour the concrete, it doesn't pour into this area here. Same thing with where I pulled out that giant cylindrical piece of concrete here. kind of cut into here, so I'll have to put a board down there again, just to keep the concrete, so it's not, I'm not wasting concrete and it's just kind of flowing out into this area here. And one last thing is jackhammered the whole base for the chimney, which was a royal pain in the neck, but it was super thick, as you can see. This is the, it was level with the basement, and it went down to, this drain tile here, and then all the way down below that, which I don't know what that is. Probably a good, it's about 2 blocks deep, and I think they're 8 inches each, so somewhere between 12 and 16 inches thick. And we were breaking up the concrete, so that was fun. Yeah, so pretty much all the concrete now is gone that we need blasted. So there was that one big giant chunk that was over here, and then I came over and tried to get the last of the driveway, but the problem there was I had to return the tool, so I didn't get charged for a second day. So I've got this little tiny chunk left, but it's fine. I didn't really need this gone. I just thought, well, I got some time, so I'll just see how much I can blast through. And so we've got little kittens. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're a couple weeks old, but we're not going to let them out quite yet until they're eating on their own. So we've got another 2 weeks until then. I think they're 4 weeks old right now. So, but anyway, so I've got these massive piles of dirt, which I'm probably going to have to move a little bit so I can get the concrete mixer in here and pour in, mostly over here. I need some space, but and one last thing too. I know I already said one last thing, but I'll show you one more thing. So here's all the rebar. I got 26 sticks of it, 10 feet a shot, a couple rolled over here, but so that should, with overlap, you need from one piece to the next, you need a 2-foot overlap to tie them together to make sure that they're gonna be structurally sound there and reinforced like they should. And then I bought a bender to, I can't remember where I put that. It's somewhere around here. But so I can bend the rebar for the corners, and then I've got a 7-inch grinder that I'll just cut the rebar as I need to. And then this is my nice, oh, there's my rebar bender right here. And this is my nice expensive concrete mixer purchase. So I don't know if it's got a picture. Does it have a picture? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's got a little picture on the side there. It's a 6.5 cubic foot, I think. Is that right? I'm trying to look at it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a 6.5. So it's decent size. I think it'll take 3 90-pound bags. I have to get the concrete ordered and delivered to, I think it's 140 70-pound bags, something like that, just to do the footer. And then we have to do the slab after that. And that's even more concrete, I think. So, but all in all, it'll still be cheaper than ordering a concrete truck and getting a pumper, because there's no way that a concrete truck can come back here and pour it in, especially over here. You have to get a pump truck, which is basically just the concrete mixer truck pours it into the this kind of big hopper, and then it pumps the concrete through a 3-inch hose, and then they bring it over here and they just kind of feed it in the trough. But then you got to pay for the pump and you got to pay for the concrete mixer. I don't know what concrete goes for, but it is not cheap. Small fortune. So even though this is going to be a ton of work, mixing 4 or 5 bags of concrete at a time and pouring, it'll probably be a nice 8-hour task, but it'll be worth it. I'll save, I don't know, probably $1,500, $2,000 doing it myself, which every little bit counts because we've got a budget. You gotta stick to it. So anyway, that's that. And then once the footer's poured, I'll strip the forms, pull the forms all off, and then we'll take some of this dirt and kind of level this area out because this level is actually slanted. So we'll kind of take this dirt and kind of backfill over here, and then probably put some in that space where the chimney foundation was too. So anyway, there's a lot of work to do over here. And then once we do all that with the dirt and such, then I'll start standing up the exterior walls, the 2x6 walls here. So then we can take the weight off of this. And I'll probably do all the walls except for this one, because I need to move the jacks over here so I can remove the lag bolts that hold this part of the deck in, and then pull out the sheathing and the siding from up above. And yeah, so that should be fun. It should be, I don't know, 2-3 weeks maybe of doing this. So, and then also once I put the forms, or before I put the forms up, I gotta just triple check and make sure that this is gonna fall where it needs to. So you hang a plumb bob, and I'm gonna drive some stakes in and make sure that the line, the string, is pulled where it should be, and then you're gonna put your form up where that line is. So that's how you do that. Again, it's all up in my brain, but putting it to your hands and applying it is a totally different task. So hopefully it works out well, and we don't have any mistakes. So anyway, again, I apologize for taking so long to show you guys what I've been doing, but it's just, again, I've been taking my time doing as much research as I can before I pour this concrete. And yeah, so that's that. And again, I'll try to put up another video once I have the rebar in and all my forms up, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 days. So yeah, so I hope you all have a good day, and see you soon.